Hello everyone, so welcome you back to Ashok Tutorials, Meghalaya's first Mtet channel. So here we are going to continue paper 1 English part 6. Let's see what we have. Knowledge of language. Knowledge of language refers to an individual's understanding and proficiency in a particular language, including its vocabulary, grammar, syntax, and semantics. This knowledge allows people to communicate effectively, comprehend written and spoken text, and express themselves coherently. So, we know that language is very important. Without language, we cannot communicate, and language can be communicated in different ways. It can be communicated by writing, by reading, or speaking, right? And it can be communicated even in sign language. So in order to speak a particular language, you need to understand the grammatical arrangement, the alphabets, right? Or the tone or the pronunciation, how it is to be communicated. So as Indians, we are very fortunate that our country has got different types of different kinds of languages, especially our northeastern region. In Meghalaya itself, we have got three major languages, right? The Garo, Khasi, and Jaintia. Jaintia, of course, is not the language, right? So Khasi is the language, Garo is the language, and then Jaintia people, they speak Panar, right? If I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, kindly correct me. So let's see what we have here. So vocabulary. What do you understand by vocabulary? Vocabulary means how strong are your words or command over the words or the different type of words. Those who have good vocabulary, they can speak the same language in different forms using different type of words, right? So your vocabulary, if your vocabulary is strong, it means that you know that particular language very well. And you can see that those who are rappers, rappers like Eminem, then Indian rapper like Honey Singh, so they have very good vocabulary. Because of that, they are able to write such a long rap songs like essays, even more than essays, right? So why they can write that? Because they had a very good vocabulary. Now grammar. Now what is grammar? In schools we learn English 1 and English 2, and basically English 2 is the grammar portion, right? In grammar we learn about the verbs, the adverbs, the adjectives, nouns, pronouns, right? So tenses, then articles, determinants. So lots and lots of things we learn in grammar, right? Then what is syntax? Understanding the arrangement of words in a sentence. For instance, in English, knowing the correct word in a question is like, what is your name? So syntax means arranging the sentence in such a way that it makes a sense. It makes a meaningful sense. Alright. Now semantics. Grasping the meaning of words and how they relate to each other. For example, recognizing that big is as antonym of small. So grasping, semantics means grasping, which means you understand that suppose if I say love is the opposite of hatred, right? So that means I am understanding the antonym means what? Antonym means the opposite. If I say boy, the opposite is girl. So girl is the antonym of boy, right? Then pragmatics. Understanding the social and contextual aspects of language, including how to use language appropriately in different situations. For example, knowing the difference between formal and informal language. Yes. Now see, the way we speak in school, we don't speak at home, or the way we speak at home, we do not speak in school. So we are expected according to the situation, according to the environment, how we are supposed to speak, right? So it does not, like, there are two types of languages: informal language and formal language. So whenever you go for programs, you know that there are two sessions: there is formal sessions and informal sessions, right? So of course we prefer informal sessions, because in informal sessions nothing is formal. We don't have to worry about formalities. We can just speak what is at our hearts, right? So that is called informal. So when we are talking to our parents, to our friends, we speak in informal manner. However, when we are communicating with the teachers or with the elders, we are cautious and we talk in a formal manner, right? Now idioms and phrases you already know. For example, what idioms and phrases can I say to you? Like, Do not cry over spilled milk, right? This is one idiom. Actually, it is, idioms and phrases are quite related, though they are not same. English teachers and English people will know it better than us, right? So phonetics, being aware of the sound. See, whenever you hear the word phone, you understand that it is something to do with sound. Mobile phones. Why mobile phones are called mobile phones? Mobile phones are called mobile phones because it helps us to hear the opposite person's voice, right? And mobile means what? Mobile means movement, which means walk and talk, which means we can walk as well as talk on the call, right? So mobile phones are the best example. So phonetics words come from the sound, right? Sound. So you understand, whenever you hear the word phonetics, you understand that it has something to do with sound. Now, all right, grammar and composition. So we have already studied about grammar and composition since our class 3, I think. So subject verb agreement in sentence, she subject, in a sentence we have subject object, subject and object. Subject means about which or about whom the sentence is being spoken, right? So you know this. Now pronoun usage. So we know that there are pronouns, there are nouns, tenses, past tense, present tense, future continuous tense, what tense. So you please try to understand. You try to read it on your own. Plurals, we know what are plurals, what are singulars, right? Plurals means many, singular means single. Conjunctions, what are the different type of words we use to join the sentence? Those are not conjunctions. Now compositions, thesis statement. In an essay, a clear thesis statement sets the main argument. For example, the impact of climate change is a global concern. So it is saying something about the theme, right? If we are writing about a essay about the climate change, what type of topic we will put in. Now paragraph structure. So whenever we are writing an essay, we know that we have the introduction, then we have the body, and then we have the conclusion, right? Transition. On the other hand, the transition phrases that connect ideas within a text. So transition means by the word transition itself, you will understand that it means something like to do away with the monotony, right? To do away with the monotony, so that our sentence or our writing does not become monotonous. We use transition, right? Parallelism. In a list, maintains consistent structure. Example, she enjoys hiking, swimming and biking. Parallelism. Parallel means, what is parallel? You know that, right? Parallel means if suppose I say these line AB and CD are parallel to one another, which means these two lines will never meet. Let me give you best example of parallelism in the everyday word is that you and I, we travel throughout the country, throughout the state in road, like road. So road is an example of parallel. See, the two sides of the roads, it never meet together, right? It goes parallelly. Have you ever seen two ends of the road meeting together? I don't think so. Now conclusion. So whatever you are writing, especially the long answers, we know that at the end of the day, at the end of the chapter, or the end of the what we want to say, we have to write a conclusion, right? So that is what it is talking about. Sentence constructions. Then we also know how a sentence should be constructed. A sentence, what is a sentence? A sentence is a collection of words which makes a complete sense. So a sentence without sense is a nonsense, right? Now there are different types of sentences. Simple sentence, example is she reads book. Then this is a basic sentence with the subject she and a verb reads. Compound sentence means he likes coffee but she prefers tea. So it's getting a little complicated here, right? Then complex, see, the complex one is also coming here. While I was studying, my phone rang. It contains an independent clause, my phone rang, and a dependent clause, while I was studying, linked by subordinating conjunction while interrogative. So these conjunctions like and, these words help us to connect one word with the other. Now interrogative sentence means the sentence in which the question is being asked, right? Imperative sentence, please pass the salt. It gives a command or request. Whenever you hear a sentence which is commanding, demanding or requesting, that is an imperative sentence. Conditional sentence, if it rains we'll stay indoors. Conditions, the sentence which are based on the conditions. Suppose we will not go out to play today if it is very sunny. So it is a conditional sentence, which means if the sun comes, if too bright sunshine is there, we will not go. If that condition is not there, then of course we will go and play, right? Passive voice and active voice you know very well. So the best way to recognize a passive sentence is by the end of the passive sentence you will find the word by. Suppose a snake was killed by me, then the tea was drank by me, or this car was driven by me. So by me, or by we, or by whatever you see, it means a passive sentence. All right. The relative clause, the book that I bought is interesting, that I bought, is a relative clause that adds information about the book. So these things you see. Then word meaning also you understand, especially in dictionary. Polysemy, the word bank can mean a financial institution or the side of a river. Yes, polysemy means the same word having different meaning. For example, bank means it can be SBI, it can be Axis Bank, it can be Punjab National Bank, it can be HDFC Bank, right? Or it can be river bank like Brahmaputra Bank, Samsung Bank, right? Now synonym means two different words having the same meaning. For example, I am happy or I am joyful today, or I am sad or I am feeling gloomy, or I am excited or I am enthusiastic about it, right? So this antonym is the opposite of synonym, which means antonym means opposite words. As I have already given you the example, boy is the opposite of girl, mother is the opposite of father, day is the opposite of night, black is the opposite of white. So these are antonym, right? Homonym, bark can mean the sound of a dog makes or outer covering of the bark. This word's homonym is still the same, but alright. Now you see, there can be two words, that is bark, B-A-R-K, bark. So bark can mean the skin of a tree, or it can mean the sound produced by a dog. So it means what? These words are homonyms. They are spelled the same but have different meanings. Spelling, everything is same, but the meaning is different. Now hyponym, fruit is a homonym of apple. Adds a more specific category that falls under the broader term fruit. Now hyponym means, example is fruit. Fruit is a hyponym of apple, which means this apple comes under fruit. If we say fruit is a hyponym of orange, which means orange is a fruit, right? Now hypernym, vehicle is a hypernym for car, and bicycle, because it's a broader category encompassing these specific type of transportation. Now hypernym means broader one, right? Even broader. See, fruits means we are talking about only fruits, but when we talk about vehicle, we mean the means of transportation. It can be a car, it can be a train, it can be a flight, it can be a bicycle. Idiom, kick the bucket is an idiom that does not mean literally kicking a bucket, but refers to someone dying. Kick the bucket means somebody is dying. In Garo we call it agan me apha, right? So in Garo we call it agan me apha. So these are idioms. So idioms means out of the blue, or out of the blue, then below the belt. So all these are example of icing on the cake. So these are example of what? These are example of idioms. Collocation, strong coffee is an example of a collocation. A strong and a coffee commonly go together. Yes, there are some words which go commonly together, right? So these type of words are called collocation. Denotation, the denotation of cat is a small domesticated carnivorous mammal. It is the literal dictionary definition of the word. Denotation means is given here. What is the example given here? It is the cat. The cat is given as an example of denotation, which means a domesticated carnivore. So cat is a carnivore because the cat eats both the meat as well as the, it eats the meat, then it drinks the milk, right? And I do not, cat lovers will know it better. So cat lovers, if you have cats, if you know what a cat eats, please comment in the comment section. Then connotation, economical and cheap have similar denotation, but economical has a more positive connotation suggesting resourceful, while cheap may have negative. Yes, see, connotation means, see, there are different ways of saying. Suppose I go to a mall and I say the clothes here are very cheap, so that gives a negative impression. But if I say that the clothes here are very much reasonable or affordable, so it puts a positive impact, right? So this is all about sentences. All right, so here we have completed this video. So thank you everyone for staying connected with Ashok Tutorials, Meghalaya's first Mtet channel. So keep learning and loving and supporting the channel. Please do like, share and subscribe. All right, so thank you everyone and happy learning.